All right, here's our offensive review from our December 30th practice. I'm going to review the formations that we put in and the different play concepts that we put in for everybody that was there and for everyone that wasn't there. So here we have flex, right? So it says twins, right? Because twins is going to be our basic formation. You don't have to worry about the twins part. Just worry about flex, right? Flex like you're flexing your muscles. Here in flex, we get the twins to the field, right? The 1 is on the numbers, the 2 is on the hash, and we get the H flexed out on the numbers. Now, the H, right, is always off the ball. The 2 is always off the ball. The Y and the 1 are on the ball. So we get 1 and 2 to the field, the Y and the H to the boundary, the Y on the line of scrimmage, H on the numbers, right? And we get the running back in the pistol, right? So we can flip this, right? We always have the field call, right? Where the receivers go, and the Y and the H go to the boundary side. So that is flex, right? And we can just change this right here to hip. And in hip, he just comes over here off the hip of the tackle, right? And he's now towards the field. So we get 1 on the numbers to the field, 2 on the hash to the field, the H to the hip on the field. Y is still to the boundary, right? And if we flip this, we are in the same thing, just same rules to the field, Y to the boundary. Now, what we put in today is we put in hot Oakland out of this look. So in hot Oakland, we are going to get hot outside zone rules. So in this look, this linebacker will come up. They will shift. And this is a look a lot of teams give us. We'll probably play over here. Get the corner on the backside. So on this look on hot Oakland, right, we are going to get outside zone rules to climb. Outside zone rules to climb. So linemen, if you can, you're going to turn these guys back, right? You're going to try to turn these guys back. I was explaining this to Isaiah earlier. But if this tackle wants to shoot outside, or if this end wants to shoot outside, you're just going to ride them out. So if they shoot outside, you're just riding them out, and it's the running back's job. He's going to try to push to this outside guy's leverage. But if these guys fly outfield and we're riding them up, it's going to be his job to cut this up, find a hole in a cutback lane, right? Receivers. 2, you're always going to look for the interior safety and or linebacker, first one to show up. So you're on a track towards this safety. However, you're picking up first guy that shows up. It could be this linebacker, could be this linebacker, could be this safety. 1, you're bypassing up to the field safety. Not going to block the corner. Most teams put their worst tacklers at corner. So we're not going to block that guy. We're going to block the safeties, those guys that can tackle. So we put this in. This is just hot Oakland out of hip with field to the right. Now we can flip it, right? Get the same thing going the other way. Same rules. So that is hot Oakland to the hip. Now we also put in Oakland with the bob. So we get our bob motion here with the Y. With the H, excuse me. He's going to double team with the Y. So we get a double here to climb. We're outside zone rules. So we're outside stepping, trying to turn if we can. But same thing, if they fly out, these tackles or these D end or these linebackers, if they are flying outside, right, the end flies outside, we just ride them out. And it's the running back's job to cut it up. So that is Oakland with the bob. We can see it the other way out of hip, right? If we flip it, you see it the other way. So this is hip, bob, cold Oakland here, hot Oakland here. Now, same rules for the receivers, 2. Go pick up the interior safety or anyone on the way. 1, bypass to the field safety. So we put that in today. Now, off this bob, we can run our Army concept. So you're going to see me here. I'm going to change the colors on these, right? So the red is our primary on those 2 outside zone plays we just saw. The red is the primary option. He's the only option on those run plays. We're going to get into multi-option here, where we work our system of red, blue, and green. So we are going to have that same bob motion. Now, we are going to fake the handoff here. This H is going to run an Army concept back under the formation. It's just like a flat route at like 2 yards. The running back, we can tag this with a wheel, and we might from time to time. So say teams really start to overplay our play action game. Every once in a while to keep a team honest, we'll wheel you up the sideline, throw it back to you. Line, you are in 60 protection. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we should be able to block 6. So a 6-man pressure should be able to pick up. And we'll go over that more and more as we get closer to the actual playing of football. And here we have our flood concept. Now remember, outside receivers, you're going to help this quarterback out here because he's going play action the other way. And you always come in and are blocking these safeties on a track like that. So I want you to stem these routes in from the snap of the ball. So both of you guys are going to stem in. Now 1 is going to push to 10. And here we have 2 high safeties. So he's going to break off a post. Now, if we had 1 high safety, he's going to make this a skinny post. It's really kind of just a fade with an inside release. So this is against 2 high, which most teams show us. This would be against 1 high. Now the 2 is going to push to 10 and break out flat at 10. So our system here is red, blue, green. So the quarterback gets play action. He's going to come and roll here. Our red throw. So if this is open right away, red here, we're going to make that throw right away. And this is an on-target throw. And then if this is not open, this is covered by a linebacker or a safety coming down on it, our eyes go here to the safety. This is our read here at safety. Now, if this safety slugs off on the post, we are going to come to the out. This is an on-target ball as well. Should be thrown right about the numbers. Excuse me, I got the wrong colors here. No, I don't. If this safety plays on the out, we're going to throw a box fade on the post. So we're throwing it up, letting him go get it. So this is a ball we want to throw up and out and let him run under it. So if we got 1 high, it's that skinny post. If it's 2 high, you're throwing it splitting the safeties. So we put flood in today off of the Bob Oakland look. Now the other thing we put in today is receivers too that we can tag the same way. Right? We can go exchange, now in exchange, it's going to be the same red, blue, green look. And it's still Army, still looks like Oakland. It's just a different concept we can throw at teams off of the play action. And exchange, right? We talked about it today. I want you guys to sell vertical off the get. And this is where we can pat our feet a little bit and get a little creative, shifting up a little bit, make the guys. We want, if I'm a receiver, I want these guys to think that we're running vertical down the field so they play you, right? So I want this guy to think you're vertical off the get, right? So you have to sell vertical hard at the beginning of your route. Then, like we did today, we'll get this outside guy to cross and look like he's pushing vertical up the hash. At 12 yards, he's going to sit. He's like sit in the lap of the safety. The inside guy is going to come off of his ass. So the outside guy is first, and he's running a slot fade down the numbers. So for our quarterback, right, same deal. If the Army's open, we're going to hit him right away. If not, same read. It's the field safety. So if this safety here, if he overtakes the slot fade, we are going to hit that sit route. If he plays the sit route, we're going to throw this slot fade. And quarterbacks and receivers, you really want to stack on the numbers on this slot fade, and quarterback, use this room, right? You have that whole sideline to work with. Fade him to the sideline, right? Don't squeeze him. Receiver, don't squeeze yourself either. But those are the primary plays that we put in today. Now, we can do the same thing out of flex, right? So we get our H here if we're in flex. Instead of bobbing him across, we crack motion him in. And we can get that same Army look, right? Same thing. It's just from flex, and it's a crack motion instead of hip and a bob motion. So that was the review from today's practice. Those of you guys that weren't there, make sure you look over this. Those of you guys that were there, also make sure you're looking over this, right? The more and more we get in the playbook and understand the concepts that we're going to implement this year, the more ahead of the game we're going to be when we start playing football. You guys are working hard. Keep it up. Make sure you're taking care of grades. And I will see you on Monday.